So what is a brand manual and why every business and brand needs one, and in a format that's as detailed as possible? So in today's video, we're going to talk about what a brand manual is, what does it contain, and how does it really help businesses and brands. So a brand manual is nothing but a document. It could be a PDF, it could be maybe on a web page, it could be on print. It essentially puts together all the guidelines to communicate the brand, right? So the way that I usually present brand manuals, they have two parts to them. One which talks more about the messaging, talks more about the tonality, the brand story, the value systems, so that when people write content or want to try and communicate certain messaging, apart from understanding what the visual design of the brand is, I think it's very important to understand what the soul of the brand is. What is the mind of the brand? How does the brand emotionally respond? So a lot of our brand manuals detail out tonality, detail out values, and we kind of like to start a brand manual with that. Apart from the brand strategy and its voice, a brand manual is a detailed Bible of sorts to kind of tell you everything about what the identity is, what is the kind of sizes it can be used in, the colors it can be used against, what are the colors of the brand, what are the patterns that the brand uses, how does it choose to use them, what is the icon style, what is the photography and video guidelines. So all of these essential guidelines helps any designer or creative further understand how the visual language comes together. The brand manual can also contain UX guidelines, how to use typography, what is the ratio in which you need to use them, what are the weights, what's your body copy, sub copy, paragraph styles look like, what do your button styles look like, what can your app designs look like. All of this kind of gives a certain direction to further designers to carry on that design language, which is why it's really kind of important to make sure that it's well documented and in as much detail without putting in way too many constraints that the design cannot evolve with new functionalities coming in. So there is a balance that you do need to draw with how much detail you put in, until and unless you're certain of that's exactly how you want certain elements of the brand to be designed. So when we put each of these elements together, your fonts, your colors, your patterns, your icon styles, right, your ratios in which you use these design elements, that forms a certain visual language for the brand. Now, all of these decisions are taken during a branding exercise, and they're done to invoke an emotion, and they're also kind of laid out so that once the branding exercise is done and the brand then goes out to be further communicated by multiple parties, they're all compliant and carry that same vision with which the entire branding strategy and the visuals were designed. Now, why is it so important to have a brand manual, right? The idea is that with a brand, we're also looking to drive consistency in multiple areas. Consistency in messaging, consistency in responses, value systems, ideologies, consistency in our design language, how typography, fonts, images, the kind of people that feature in these images, all of this makes a certain relatable and identifiable brand to a consumer or its audience, right? Because apart from the logo, which most people think is most important part of the brand, it's more like a face. So if we looked at the brand like a person, the face would just be the logo, and of course it tells a lot. However, your body language, how you talk to the other person, the kind of clothes you wear and how you choose to present yourself also reflects what that person is, and people usually end up judging, a personality with all those traits and not just your logo or your identity. So it's important to make sure that once it's defined in your branding exercise, we put it down in a brand manual. So if you enjoyed this content and you'd like us to make more of this, please go ahead and like this video, follow us so that you get the next videos that come up from our channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.